We are about to start. Mithak? Good morning, everyone. May I ask all to just kindly either switch off or put your mobiles on silent mode. Thank you. At IFFI Goa, we had a Tech Expo Startup exhibition in partnership with the National Institution of Transforming India. The Media Tech Startup Expo had selected 14 entrepreneurs who have created innovative products or the content that merges media and technology. In this context, we have today with us Shri Mithak Kazmi, Akash Purohit ji, and Greg Akuna. Mithak Kazmi is a creative producer who merges technology with the media to create impactful content. And Mr. Akash Purohit, we have with us, he is the inventor of India's first 360-degree camera. Along with him, we have Mr. Greg Akuna, who has created a game where young people, students, can learn the school subjects through the cooperation and the innovation. So now I will open the floor with a statement from the Mithak Kazmi to address us. Please. Thank you.
Yes, hello. Yes, thank you all for coming. So as he was mentioning, there is 14 of us being selected this year by a committee at IFFI who are merging technology and media together to kind of further the impact of storytelling. So you will see kind of some of the examples of how each of our products or content are different, but yet it is all helping film advance into its next stage of evolution, whether it's immersive gaming, Greg will talk about, or 360 environments and spaces that Akash will talk about. My experience in the field has been in creation of virtual reality 360 documentaries and films for the past year, one of which is selected and being shown here at IFFI at the Expo. I'm a filmmaker, producer by profession from the States, and I became interested in the medium of 360 because, as you know, with film, there's two dimensions and a screen, a 2D screen, which we work with. And now with the emergence of 360 or the creation of 360, there's an opportunity for storytelling to be all immersive and around you. So it creates a whole different new dimension. You can look up and you can look down and you can look to your sides. So that fascinated me as a creator. And also there are other projects within the tech and media space, which I'll explore a little bit further once we have the others also kind of do an intro of how I'm using technology for film and media. So I'll pass it on to Akash.
So technology play a big role on all the new medium where we can show our entertainment to public, and for that everywhere means that's a improvement going on. Before it was a fixed screen. Now we are moving into a reality, means where we are going inside the screen and we are making a virtual world where we can go inside and have a look on the 360 dimension. So our thought and process will be in that how we can process and make a technology the more affordable and also the great extent, and so that it will give more benefit to people. So that's a concept we have brought it, and we are working on that. So I'll just...
So I used to be a film and theater writer-director, and I was always interested in how do you go to the next level of storytelling. And what I've learned is that technology lets you do things that, only 15, 20 years ago people weren't even imagining. My goal was to take that technology and have a tremendous social impact by empowering children to study in a totally new way. Our educational system is old, so we use technology to make an immersive experience where young people are inside a game. And because of that, the technology gives them an excitement for learning, it changes everything, and it lets us tell stories totally differently. Just as these guys are talking about 360-degree stories, we're suddenly inside a universe. It can be anywhere. It can be anywhere. It can be on Earth, it can be on any planet. So your ability to tell stories because of the technology, and what we're doing is very cartoony and fun, but you can do it in any type of style with everything that's available to you now.
Yeah. What I like something about Greg's world is so kids could actually, once playing the game, could be inside a game and learn about any particular subject by collaborating. And what this does also is it creates a platform where, let's say, kids from one country, another country are actually learning together. So instead of being in this one classroom with 40 people, that we have all gone to school and there's 40 of us sitting in the same classroom, you enter a classroom where kids from all over the world are there. So that's something really cool and exciting.
Not just kids, also the mentor. I mean, any person, like we have this tuition system, so any mentor can be sitting anywhere in the IIT Delhi or anywhere else who could be there with the kid in virtual universe and explain the topic or the subject in a gaming manner, playful manner.
And one of the things, I actually believe that when we look back at this century, the most exciting development in technology is the ability to learn anything from anywhere, anywhere. The fact that a child in a village in India could get a tablet and take a course at MIT right now is amazing. So what we're going to do is we're going to create that in a way that's so fun and breaks down barriers. I mean, think about it when kids in, I don't know, is this controversial? When kids in India start learning through a cooperation with kids in Pakistan, what's going to happen? Okay, the technology breaks down barriers. It's going to help to create, empowering experiences.
So, how the revolution changes? If you compare the Facebook also, no? Before when it started, it was only text. After that, people are sharing photos. After that, now you can see only videos now normally. But after that, the next revolution will be 360 dimension, where there will be no boundaries. People can see whatever they want in each direction, what they want, and they can explore the world like tourism and all. They can go and with sitting in the one place, they can travel across the world.
3D and 360
will. Yeah, I'll show. Yeah. Yeah, 360 degree. 360. Yeah, right. So in 360 degree, it's like it's completely, when a camera is recorded, it's completely recorded 360, where in one click we'll get complete shot. So we can roll it through the camera screen in a mobile. For an example, in Facebook also, just we have to roll the camera where which direction we want, like upside, downside. It will move automatically, and it's like a reality where we are showing all the features, photos, videos in a particular way where we want. Not the camera is showing, like old films where we are showing in this direction, we can only see this direction. But in 360, where we want, we can do all the where we want the directions, we can see that. Actually, it's already there, and Facebook already started. Facebook and YouTube have the 360 players now started here, and now we are creating a very small portable camera. It's very portable that you can carry in your pocket. No need to charge. Just you have to plug and play in your mobile phone, and wherever you go, it will be live 360.
So let me do a demonstration here of what the product he has created. I'm promoting for you here. See, this has two cameras on both sides. Each camera captures 180 degrees from this side and 180 degrees on that side, if I got my math right. So when the camera is here, okay, it's visible over here. You guys are visible. People on the side are visible. Also, up and down is also visible. And this is really exciting because the cost of this thing is really low compared to what's in the market. And it's amazing because it goes right here on your phone, as easy as this, and boom, you've got 360 right there. So anybody could take pictures, and the cost is really awesome for Yeah, you could pull up the app.
But can we demonstrate one?
Yeah, yeah, we can. Right there.
No, we are launching on January.
Don't give it away. They will not pay more for it later.
Where you are launching?
So here you guys could see, I'm going to demo what is being shown here. So the app launches. You can see I'm visible. And
Dude, okay, you should say that.
you do this. There you go. So you can see that everything is visible. We're all visible. So what this does from a narrative perspective, from a point of view of storytelling, is that it eliminates the concept of a director in many senses, or a director of photography, where they choose what to show. Here, the user becomes the director of photography or the director, and is able to see not only what is being said on this side of the lens, but also on the other side of the lens. So it opens up a whole new dimension. Obviously, Akash has created it also where you can actually go live on Facebook and YouTube and all of that stuff. His background has been in technology, but he doesn't know what an amazing thing he has actually created for the film people, you know. And this usually goes average for like 60, 70K, what is being made outside India. Here it's very low. I won't give out his pricing because it may change it later. It just launched it. But it's really, really low. And nothing. Yeah, go for it.
Yeah. It's all storage will be based on your mobile. If you have 16 GB, it's a 16 GB, 64 GB, then 64. All the storage will be. No, it's a minimum. You can 2 GB is enough for them. Yeah.
Which place you are launching, you said, and when exactly some date? If we can
Yeah, in January will be, in 1st of January we'll be announcing the date, and it will be in our official Cubane.in.
No, in Delhi, Mumbai, or where?
Which place?
Yeah, it's means totally in online portal only we'll be issuing.
Yeah.
No,
Let's
we are
not get
going
to those.
only on
Let's go more on the more bigger picture concepts here. You can find out a little bit later on our contacts and everything. So we wanted to kind of demonstrate the technology for everybody, and this is 360 viewing. I think, yeah. Other question. I lost my thought.
Can I say one thing?
Yeah, you can look at the downside as well. So you can see my hand as well as the sky right there, right? I mean the above. So it captures everything around us. And then if you have the goggles, which we haven't brought to demonstrate, you could also move your head around. You don't have to go like this with your hand. You will be able to see it. So you will feel as if you're there.
And from a storytelling point of view, this is a brave new world. This is an opportunity to tell stories that have never been told before in ways that never been told. There's going to have to be some revolutions in directors' thinking about how, and writers' thinking about how they're going to tell stories. It's going to be amazing.
Yeah.
It's completely an innovative experience in that way.
Yeah.
Like, it's not just seeing the things, but we are experiencing the things, being a part of that universe.
Exactly.
Can you tell me that since you said you are launching in January, so in your opinion, all the teenagers will be just using this technology more?
Yeah, right. Normally the young guys are using yeah, so they can go for the events and that they can show, or they can go to any adventures that they can capture the 360 moment, happy moments. Right now it's 1080 and very soon we'll be improving to 4K and 8K.
Right. So this is one of the products that's been created. I wish media came actually to the expo yesterday, where you could have seen 14 such products. Unfortunately, because it is something new, there is not a lot of knowledge around it, and media doesn't cover it as much. But this is, imagine if you were going from a silent camera into a sync sound, or going from a black and white into color. These are huge revolutions for the film industry, and this is the first year EFFI has recognized such innovations, which we're very grateful for, in terms of the actual technicality. So you see how filmmakers and film directors, which would get a lot more press and people would love to come for, they innovate in storytelling. They are telling you better and better stories. What we're working on is increasing the method or the technology, innovating and the method and technology of the storytelling, which deserves, I would say, equal attention and love, because the more we encourage this sort of innovations, the further the medium collectively will go. Like A.R. Rahman, for example, all of a sudden has made like 360 films, which you guys could see here, which is really nice. He's been involved, I think, in the past few years. So, yeah, go ahead.
So, yeah, right. So, what in virtual reality, that also play a 360. When we capturing a 360 photo, and then photos or videos. After that, we can watch in VR headset, and all the VR players have the 360 players. So once you upload that 360 video into a VR player, you can play a VR mode in a VR mode. So it support a VR also, and our camera also have a support of VR mode. So in one click, it will be changed into VR. So no need to go to a VR player also. All things will be available in the application, and we created in such a way that no need to go to your laptop and work on, in the editing part. So all the things will be available in the application. So in one click, you edit everything, and you can share through your social media.
Yeah, I think that we should be clear that it's now we're starting to go between two different worlds. This camera is taking reality and making it 360. So you would be using what we call a virtual reality headset, but you would be seeing the real world. Okay, up until this point, those experiences inside the headset were created in 3D. They were simulated. So, and what's going to be interesting is that now we're going to see the ability to move the two. So you may shoot video inside a camera like this, where you can look around in reality, and you'll have augmented and virtual reality experiences by adding 3D, adding layovers, adding many different things that can merge the reality of the video, that's done in the real world, with virtual things.
आकाश कहते हैं कैमरा झूठ नहीं बोलता है सच बोलता है एडिट पार्ट में क्या आप इस तरह का कोई झूठ जोड़ सकते हैं संभावना है
No, not yet. But you can add like a text like I am in Goa, or you can add images like I am in Goa and these are the parts where we can show the navigation wherever we are going. Like for an example, we are here and we are shooting at 360, so we can show to all the people in Facebook and YouTube. So there we can type a text in the mobile only. Don't need to go to laptop. On the same time, you can publish to your social media. So that text and all part can be shown in this application.
Collaboration with Facebook, like?
No. Facebook supported the 360 because now people came to know that now this 360 world is coming up. So first Facebook had started this 360. After that, YouTube also taken that in 360 world. Now very soon all the other social media also will start to take a 360 player. That's
Mr. Greg.
Yes.
I have one question to you.
Just a sec. One question after that.
That I came from Calcutta to attend this festival. Welcome to India.
Thank you. I should tell you,
He's been here for 19 years.
No, I've lived in India for 16 years,
16 years.
and my wife is a Bengali.
Anyway, what I am telling, that you are just told that the compositions by 3D and so many things, all technologies that they are using in the cinema, and that is the surrounding reality. Okay. But is reality true like that? But where the time and space are concerned, when I am an individual, I was actually expecting at one time one reality, not complex reality.
Okay.
This is my observations, what I used to, means I perceived with my eyes. So when I'm making all these surroundings as ambience in the elusive screen, then how we can say this is the reality? Maybe it all are happening in various areas, so many areas, but I am not watching. So that is not reality to me. The reality is single one, mono, at a time, with the time and space. Am I right or wrong? And please have your comments.
Well, I think that we're getting into a semantics problems of how you define words. If a tree falls in the forest and you're not there, does it make a sound? I think we're in that realm. I think that you're asking a very interesting question. And again, I come back, I consider myself, if I have to describe myself in one word, I describe myself as a storyteller. And as I think about this technology, I think your question about what's reality is going to be challenged. Okay, filmmakers are going to bring us into stories where we may think something's happening, and then we're going to turn our head and we're going to realize it's something totally different. And the technology is going to let us. Now, I don't know if that answers your question in terms of reality, but in terms of filmmaking, it's going to be amazing. Yeah, it's elusive. Yeah, I mean, the thing is if you're talking about reality, you have your moment-by-moment experience, and that thing, when you record it, it's already the past, right? So then it's a different experience.
To your question, just one sentence, if you were to compare this with any past innovation, this is the movement, the time where we went from still photography to motion pictures. That is the time we're in. This is exactly the
सर हम नमस्कार कहेंगे हमको इंग्लिश थोड़ा कम आती है लेकिन ये रियलिटी है आई एम डेड मैन अलाइव पूरे वर्ल्ड की मीडिया कवर की है और रियलिटी ये है कि इस पे फिल्में भी बन चुकी हैं ज्वाली LLB 2 अक्षय कुमार साहब की बनी है और मैं स्वयं फिल्म स्टार नाना पाटेकर साहब का कुक भी हूँ
कैन वी
और
कम टू क्वेश्चन प्लीज क्वेश्चन यू हैव क्वेश्चन
हाँ क्वेश्चन तो ये रियलिटी जो बनती है फिल्में उस पे रियल कैरेक्टर पे भी ध्यान देना चाहिए कि रियल कैरेक्टर वैसे ही भटक रहे हैं और फिल्में बन के जो है कि रियलिटी क्या होती है ऐसे 50,000 डेड मैन है पूरी इसकी यूनियन है गल्फ न्यूज अल जजीरा चैनल सब लोगों ने कवर किया है और हम ये कहेंगे कि
technology merger with the media and the filmmaking. So, I would request all of them to stick to the subject as of now. We can talk about that subject later on. Mithak, you have been a creative content producer. So, you would be exploring the newer dimensions and how to have better experience about the storytelling or the real one or near to the real one maybe. So, how do you see the applications of this all innovative technologies coming up and breaking the barriers or non-conforming to the traditional way of storytelling?
Yeah, that's a great question. You see, for film producers, we have always, you're going through school, you're taught about how to think cinematically within a certain structure of, let's say, from dimensions of a 2D dimension, and now this is bringing in a whole. Let's imagine if you were trained how to be a photographer in black and white, and then all of a sudden someone gives you a color film camera. You're thrown off, you don't know what to do. So my first experiences were creating, I had a show on television, so I was shooting my television show, which was an interview-based show, in 360. I'll tell you the experience, which is very interesting, is, as a documentary filmmaker, whenever, let's say I'm interviewing someone, there were times you can, if someone is saying something, if you're dozed off or you're not properly, because you're always behind the camera and you're safe. 360 doesn't allow you to do that. 360 makes you be on your toes all the time because you too are on the camera. So not only is what you ask and what people react to is shown, but also the people behind it is also shown. So you get to see the whole experience. So it's a whole new dimension, Imagine, so on television, on 2D, you can move to the left, right, and so now with 360 or 3D, you can also move front and back and up and down. So we have never been taught in the filmmaking process how to actually play with space of going forward and backward and up and down, and how it actually, there's a 360 film, if you guys want to see it, about this person in prison, and they talk about how at times they feel this out-of-body experience. So you're watching in this 360, and all of a sudden the whole camera or the whole space moves up. So you actually get to have an out-of-the-body experience, which is really crazy. So there's a lot of interesting things the technology allows you to do, and it's an experimental field. So I think people who will succeed in this space who come are people who are not shy about trying and failing, because you will do a lot of content and it may not make sense, it may not be as good, but you just have to be able to be vulnerable as a creator and just create an experiment, and hopefully you get a few things right. So, yes.
So in other words, is it a risk that now filmmakers also can't hide anything, is it?
Actually, yeah, like a short film already created, like in 360, and many directors are trying to make a 360 movie, and very soon we will be getting a 360 total movie where we can watch in virtual reality. Thanks. Actually, it's some UK and also US directors are trying to make, and it's in progress. And just got information that they are working on 360 video film.
We want to.
Actually, yeah, short films are already there in YouTube, where some directors have created a short film in like horror movies, and that also we can see in 360 dimension, and also in virtual reality. Yeah, that.
Horror is something that always, thrills the audience. So in that way, this could be a revolution as far as horror movies are concerned.
If you see one short film, you will come to know that how horror is. It means the feeling is that, because it's look like means you are in a very old house where it's a total darkness is there, and when you wear a VR headset, you will feel that you are there inside, and all the sound suddenly one spirit will come, and you will be scared. So I request you just go on that video.
Since you are asking about immersion, I think it's a good time for Greg to chip in a little bit about immersive storytelling. Now we're talking about immersion and immersive storytelling. Greg can talk about that from the point of view as a game.
Okay, so I'm interested in revolutionizing education. Okay, and we're dealing with an educational system globally that was invented almost 200 years ago at the beginning of the Industrial Revolution. Most people think of it now as broken. So if we're going to change it, my idea is that immersion is a big part of how you get the young mind to work in a way so that when you learn, you truly learn, which means it goes into your memory, you're able to recall it, and you're able to use it. How many people here have experienced, kids cramming for exams, and then 2 weeks later they can't remember what they learned? Okay, so can we show the video now?
Good time.
So what we're creating, turn that off. What we're creating is a universe. It's in 3D, and basically it's taking kids into a game where they can learn anything. So this is early stage. We're about to start testing with the first schools here in Goa, and then it'll be available for other schools and for individuals. So we'll have just a little 3-minute video of it. All right. So while we're talking, because we're talking a lot about immersion, so what does that do? Because here we are, we're going into a cartoony world. Okay, here we go.
about the origins of algebra. The origins of algebra. And the word, especially in association with the ideas that algebra now represents, comes from this book, or actually this is a page of the book right over there.
Thank you. So the idea of immersion is that one of the basic concepts behind what we're doing is that I believe that when you're inside a game, your brain works differently. When you're sitting in a classroom and a teacher is standing over you and you feel like if you don't answer correctly, you're going to fail, your brain freezes. You just can't do it. You can't do it. So by creating an experience that's deeply fun, that's empowering and challenging in ways that are fun. Okay, and a lot of people are going to go, what? You're going to make learning fun? Learning is hard. Okay, and it's absolutely wrong. We're taking learning into the next generation where they can be having a good time. And beyond that, I want to emphasize one of the key things that's often missed with what we're doing. So within this, what we're creating is a cooperative learning environment. So, for example, if a child is in the 5th level of algebra, he might meet a child who's in the 1st level. And they're going to be rewarded for helping each other. And the thing about this experience is the 5th level child is helping the 1st level child is learning things as important about the world as the one who's learning algebra. They're learning to become teachers. They're learning to be helpful. They're learning the joy of being helpful. So what we're doing is we're creating something that takes education to the next level, and beyond that, it's breaking down barriers. You know, when you're doing something cooperative and collaborative with kids in other countries, you create friendships that violent games can't do. And then finally, because we were talking about immersion, even though this is cartoony, you know, a child isn't going to say, oh, I'm in the cartoon. But we do a lot of things to make them feel like that's their world. The way they see their character, the way they interact, it gets them inside. And again, this is all very well formulated to change the experience. And as a filmmaker, I realized that that's part of it. You know, there's going to be a story part of it. There's going to be challenges that create a sense of that's my character, I have to do things. And that immersion is very important to the storytelling and the experience.
Right.
Greg, I have a question for you. In your games, don't you think that you should also introduce a concept of critical thinking amongst students, young kids, that will actually empower them more?
Yeah, actually, it's a great question, because for me, I'm very interested in education. But I find a lot of people be shocked. I have a daughter who's about to be 15. She hasn't been going to school for 3 years. She's doing something called unschooling, which means she's allowed to do anything she wants. She's a filmmaker. She makes YouTube videos. She does special effects makeup. She creates special effects in high-end software. For me, the most important thing to learn is how to think for yourself. Okay? If you do that, if you learn to think for yourself, if you learn how to learn, one of the things I want to challenge people to think about is kids who are starting school right now, we don't have any idea what the professions are going to be when they pass out of college. Okay, and a lot of the professions that we think are so important, like engineering and lawyers, AI and computers is going to replace them in the next 10 years. Okay, so what we need is to teach our children to think, so that when they're 20 or 25 and they're looking for jobs, they can train themselves. Okay, and it's going to be a different world, and that's what we want to be part of, and that's going to be a part of it. It will be part of the challenges, part of it, and this is going to expand. It will go past normal subjects. You'll go to a planet where you learn how to become a game developer, or you'll go to a planet where you learn programming, and you'll make programs with kids in other countries. Imagine what happens when kids in India are programming with their friends in America. They turn 21 and like, hey, let's form a company. Okay, you'll have your co-founders of your company will be there ready.
Nice. So face recognition and this camera and technology, how close are they working, and how much more can we have data?
Face recognition. That's really,
What's the question? I didn't get it.
So first, yeah, right. Actually, many things are coming up in the technology, like AI also will be added in this, where automatic means artificial intelligence will work on the 360 degree. Yeah, compared to that, I'm coming up with your question. In that face recognition is like means detecting the software in 360. So if you add the 360 in that technology, when it's scanning the person, any person in the revolution, means in the camera, it will detect the person and it will show the result. In augmented reality and also in mixed reality, it's working on that. In mixed reality, you can see that when your camera is scanning in a 360 dimension, you can get the name of the person. So that's.
So basically, friends, we have here the innovators who are now not conforming to the routine norms and innovating and bringing us to the new ways of life, new ways of experiencing the storytelling and film, cinema. So like Greg is saying that we are moving away from teaching to the learning experience, and Akash is taking us with the 360-degree experience, and Mithak is basically applying his mind to creating the content, being a creative producer. I thank all of them for being here and addressing all of us. Thank you. Any question? Last question, please.
आकाश जी, हम देखते हैं कि इंडियन सिनेमा में गुरुदत्त जी और विमल दा, इनकी फिल्में तो मैक्सिमम ब्लैक एंड व्हाइट में बनी हैं, जो आज भी हम क्लासिक के रूप में देखते हैं और एक हमारे लिए आदर्श है। अब टेक्नोलॉजी चेंज होने लगी है, बाहुबली 2 कुछ 1 साल 2 साल पहले आ गई, तो उन फिल्मों को तो हम आज भी याद रखते हैं। बाहुबली 2 को हम कितने साल याद रखेंगे पता नहीं। टेक्नोलॉजी तो बदल रही है, लेकिन जो कंटेंट है, जो फिल्म को दर्शकों से जोड़ती है, वो कंटेंट भी उसमें सलामत रहे और उसका प्रेजेंटेशन सही ढंग से रहे। तो मेरा ख्याल है कि बदलती टेक्नोलॉजी से सिर्फ थोड़े समय का मनोरंजन ना हो, वो कुछ अच्छी चीजें भी उसमें आती रहे, उसके ढंग से भी कुछ प्रयास होने चाहिए।
टेक्नोलॉजी तो एक मीडियम है जो हम यूज़ करते हैं। जैसे पहले छोटे से पर्दे में होता था और अब एक सिनेमा हॉल में होता है, बड़े स्क्रीन में। तो एक टेक्नोलॉजी तो एक मीडियम है, बट जो कंटेंट है जो पहले करते थे, आज भी लोग पुराने कंटेंट को याद करते हैं और वापस रीमेक बनाते हैं। उसका पुराने गाने थे उनको आज वापस रीमेक बनाते हैं। तो ये कंटेंट तो अलग अलग मीडियम से यूज़ करते हैं। तो पहले अभी नॉर्मल एक स्क्रीन में करते थे, अब 360 और फिर वर्चुअल रियलिटी में भी करेंगे। यूके में सिनेमा हॉल बनाया, वर्चुअल रियलिटी का सिनेमा हॉल। तो अलग मीडियम अलग अलग यूज़ कर रहे हैं कि हम कैसे लोगों को एंटरटेनमेंट करें। तो ये टेक्नोलॉजी का एक मीडियम है।
थोड़ी रिस्पॉन्सिबिलिटी बढ़ती है उसमें, टेक्नोलॉजी के साथ साथ कंटेंट भी उतना ही इम्पोर्टेंट बना रहे, वरना बहुत हल्के फुल्के विषयों पर यदि आप फिल्म मनोरंजन के हिसाब से बनाओगे तो वो कुछ समय तो उसकी लाइफ रहती है, उसके बाद में वो याद नहीं रहती।
As a caveat, this may be a little bit more on my area, is the creation of content you're talking about, and does technology reduce the quality of the content? I would say for the first few years, maybe, because it's an experimental experience. Okay, we're experimenting with content. You may not see the most amazing content, like the documentary that was explored here is a very short documentary I'd done, 10-15 minutes. You may say, okay, it's not the best documentary in the world. And that's probably true. But we're experimenting with other elements of documentary storytelling, right? So For first few years, I would say that would be there, but I think as the technology and content creators work hand in hand, which you see today on this panel, where you see creators and the technology enablers working hand in hand, that's where you will see growth. So for example, Akash will give me his 360 camera to experiment on, do photography and video on it. So as we work together, we give feedback. For example, I already gave him feedback that, if I'm putting, as a film producer, if I'm putting the camera here, see it's the upside down, the phone is upside down. Where will I put the selfie stick, or where will I put the tripod, which I usually put, this way? Because if you put the tripod now in the back like this, like let's say you have a selfie stick, it shows in the 360 camera. So it shows. So that's a problem, that's a technology problem now that he has that feedback he will go and try to solve. Is there another way we can put it somewhere else? But it's only through, and that's why I think all of us three kind of are here to talk about that, because it's content will always be there. It's the more people learn to actually speak each other's language and work together, that's where you will see growth happening in this space. And if you liked just the few things we have talked here, there were 14 others, companies innovating in AI, what were some other ones? Blockchain technology, Internet of Things, what else was out there?
There was a couple of very empowering for filmmakers, creatives. There were websites that helped them sell their content or arrange their teams to different things.
So there was about these 14 other companies. All of them are doing their little part up in this process. I would, as a media people, to you guys, I would say please reach out to them as well. And you've just covered VR and immersive storytelling. Please reach out to them if you're interested, so you can cover other topics in this space as well. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you so much.